Well, thank the Holy Lord, shall we say, and Leeds United have finally got a win after goodness knows how long. I think the last win that we recorded was back in April. Over 114 days, 116 days now since that previous win that we achieved when we were back in the Premier League. And finally, we've got a result and 3 points on the board. Not a bad performance overall, but still we have frailties at the back, and we'll have a little look at those during this video, see what perhaps we did wrong. Although two of those Ipswich goals were scored outside extra time, it still beggars belief that we're still managing to concede them. Is it a lack of concentration, lack of fitness, or is it just a case of let's get in at the half time or full time and hope that we can regroup and the players are just switching off a little bit? All that and more coming up in Watch Along Leeds, shorts, live, and watch along with me, Leeds United, because we all love Leeds. Ipswich probably deserved the win, having most of the game in terms of possession. They dominated it with 58% versus Leeds' 42%. They also had 23 shots, with just 7 of those on target. Leeds, on the other hand, had 14 shots with a total of 9 on target. So it just goes to show that Farke's instruction of telling them to be more efficient in front of goal in and around the 18-yard box has paid off on this occasion. You know, we certainly look at the front four. We had Rutter, Cini, Pirot and Nonto, all in a bit of rotation at times, and they were absolutely fantastic for us, weren't they? They were really, really good during the day, and you know, a lot of fans are probably a little bit surprised by just how well we did against a top side like Ipswich. Although, having said that, you know, in the first 3 games they have probably escaped with a win when perhaps they didn't always deserve that win. So, you know, it's kind of swings and roundabouts at this level, but the thing that really caught my eye was the amount of possession that they had in our 18-yard box as a result of those shots. And this little map shows those action areas in terms of what happened inside the 18-yard box as well as just outside the 18-yard box. And it's quite clear to me that, you know, in terms of defending, we need to try and be a little bit more solid about trying to stop teams from getting into our area and causing melee problems. They only need a little bit of luck, and they had a little bit of luck for them with their opening goal. It was an own goal from Roden. The other 2 goals that they scored, of course, they were outside normal regulation and extra time. So I don't even know what the referee was thinking about in terms of timekeeping and stuff like that. I certainly didn't see too much of that happening, but, you know, they probably saw the game a little bit differently than I did and everybody else did. Over time, we can see that Ipswich were very highly likely to score, especially beyond the regulation time. You know, had the referee allowed that to go on for another 2-3 minutes with us with their backs against the wall, them having scored a 3rd goal, you know, if that had gone on a little bit longer, we might well have ended up with a draw, and thank Christ we ended up leaving there with all 3 points. I won't say we thoroughly deserved it, but we played very, very well. We were good going forward, but again, our sloppiness in defence, and we all talk about Drama and his mess up and all the rest of it, and there's been a lot said about that online, but, you know, I just wonder if Drama's thought he was a little bit closer to Bellier when he played that back pass, and he's ended up getting his pockets picked and playing an absolute horror show of a back pass. And in my view, you know, yes, we know he shouldn't be a left back, but having said that, you know, he's a professional footballer. You would think that he's able to play a ball with enough pace on it to make sure it reaches the keeper from whatever position he is in the back 4. And I don't buy some of this stuff about, you know, well, he's not this position, he's not that position. Absolute load of nonsense, mate, to be honest with you. He should well have played it back with a little bit more pace on it. I think he's been caught out. He didn't realise he was as far away from Melier as he was. I mean, the other thing as well is, you know, if you're getting closed down like he was doing, and you're starting to panic, or there's no pass on, just punt the thing out up the pitch, or just punt it out for a what is it, a throw in. You know, dilly dallying and all this playing around at the back, and we've seen it before. It gives me the heebie-jeebies when I see Leeds playing about with it at the back, stroking it around here, passing it there, pass between Melier and the centre defender, and trying to play little triangles and all this sort of thing. And it's only a matter of time before other teams start cottoning on and really start pressing us, when we start playing around at the back. I'm not a fan of all that faffing around, and it just goes to show one simple mistake can quite easily cost you a goal. And even at this level, the Championship's a very competitive level, and I think we have to really rethink our strategies about what are we going to do when there is a little bit of stagnation in the midfield or up front. Make sure that these guys are trying to run, trying to find a bit of space. Make sure they're trying to compete for the ball and just play the thing long, or get it up just towards the halfway line, and then make sure that obviously we're all in the correct positions. I mean, the communication thing as well has been highlighted. We've highlighted it on our live streams, highlighted it on a number of other videos. Are the back four communicating well? The guys in the pivot, are they communicating well with the defence? How is that communication working? And if it's an area to be worked upon, I'm sure Farker's probably identified this anyway, and he's trying to work on these areas with the players. As I mentioned before, I'm not able to do all the watch-alongs for every single game because of the time zone differences. Of course, we're playing Salford City tonight, so why don't you go into my community tab and go follow that to the disabled team. They have a watch-along, and I'll put a link in the description of this video as well for your convenience. Hopefully you can get over there and join Stu and the gang. Hopefully Leeds are going to not suffer from a massive banana skin, and they're going to go about this job professionally and make sure that they go there and get a result. The winning mentality must continue now that we've got there. We must keep that running as long as we possibly can. Of course, we've got Sheffield Wednesday coming up at the weekend. That's going to be another massive game for us, and I'll talk about that one in another video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the content in this video. If you haven't done so, you're new around here and you really enjoy and want to hear more Leeds content from my channel, by all means, please do press the subscribe button and smash that all notifications bell as well. That would really help us and helps the channel grow as well. Okay, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon.